Good afternoon. This is Nana here to read some more books, also known as Mrs. Hartman. I have a couple of grandsons who are very interested in Paw Patrol, and so we've checked a bunch of those books out at the library. So this whole video will be me reading all of these Paw Patrol books. So here we go with our first one. This one will introduce all the characters if you're unfamiliar with them. The Big Book of Paw Patrol. All right. Whenever there's trouble in Adventure Bay, the Paw Patrol will save the day. There's 6 tough pups with special jobs and talents who are always ready to race to the rescue with their super cool vehicles and tools. When Ryder calls, the Paw Patrol reports to the lookout to get the rescue mission. No job is too big and no pup is too small. Chase. Chase is on the case. Chase is the Paw Patrol's smart, organized police pup. A natural leader of the pack, he's a German Shepherd who can direct traffic, block off dangerous roads, or control a crowd. Chase can also solve any mystery with his super sniffing nose. But that mystery had better not involve cats or feathers because they make him sneeze. Chase's pup house transforms into a police truck. In his pup pack are a megaphone, a searchlight, a net, and other things to help this police pup keep the peace. On we go to Marshall. I'm all fired up. Marshall is the Paw Patrol's fire dog. He's a Dalmatian who's always ready to race to the rescue, though his excitement often makes him a little clumsy. When running into the lookout for a mission, he'll trip over his own feet and even knock over the other pups. But no matter what happens, Marshall always lets his friends know that he's okay. Marshall's pup house turns into a fire truck. His pup pack holds a double spray fire hose that helps him extinguish all kinds of trouble. On we go to Rubble. Let's dig it. Rubble is the team's construction pup. He's a tough bulldog who loves to build, dig, and get dirty. But he also loves warm baths at Katie's Pet Parlor. Rubble is great at skateboarding and snowboarding. He also has a soft spot for itty-bitty kitties and other cute critters. Rubble's pup house turns into a digger with a bucket shovel and a drill. His pup pack opens into a bucket arm scoop so he can dig into any situation. And here comes Sky. This pup's gotta fly. Sky is the Paw Patrol's fearless flying daredevil. This cockapoo pup may be the smallest on the team, but she's also the fastest. And she's always ready to fly off on any adventure. Sky stays active by snowboarding and dancing along to her Pup Pup Boogie video game. But she also takes time to get relaxing podicures. Sky's pup house transforms into a helicopter. Her pup pack has wings that pop out to help her fly into action. Rocky. Rocky to the rescue. Rocky is the recycling pup. On the Paw Patrol, this mixed breed is one creative canine. He has 1,000 ideas and can often turn someone else's trash into his treasure. His motto is, don't lose it, reuse it. Rocky can get a little scruffy because he's not a fan of baths. In fact, he doesn't ever like to get wet. Rocky's pup house transforms into a recycling truck. His pup pack includes many different tools and an awesome mechanical claw. Zuma, ready to dive in. Zuma is the team's water rescue dog, a fun-loving Labrador, and the youngest member of the Paw Patrol team. He's happy and energetic and is always trying to get the more serious pups to lighten up. Zuma loves the beach and anything water-related. This playful pup surfs, dives, and even enjoys bath time. Zuma's pup house turns into a hovercraft. His pup pack holds air tanks and propellers to help him dive deep underwater. Ryder. Ryder is a 10-year-old boy who runs the lookout and leads the Paw Patrol. He adopted and trained each of the puppies to be a part of one terrific team. When someone needs help, Ryder calls the pups, picks the right ones for the job, and rolls out with them. And when the work is done, he makes sure they all get a well-deserved pup treat. The Lookout. The Lookout is home and headquarters to the Paw Patrol. When Ryder gets a distress call, he calls the pups, who gear up during the elevator ride, get their mission at the top floor, and then slide down into their pup houses, which transform into vehicles. Then they roll out to save the day. At the top of the Lookout, Paw Patrol watches over the whole city and responds to any calls for help. The pups gather for their mission here, and Ryder organizes the pack and decides which pup is best for the job. They each have their own Paw Patrol badges. Each member of the Paw Patrol has a special badge showing what they do and how they protect the citizens of Adventure Bay. Whenever there's an emergency, the Paw Patrol pups line up for duty. The member of this smart, disciplined team rely on their own unique skills and each other to get the job done right. After they've completed a mission, Ryder and the pups enjoy playing in the pup park at the base of the Lookout. No matter how big the adventure, the Paw Patrol always has time for a game, a laugh, and an ear scratching from Ryder. The citizens of Adventure Bay are in good paws with the Paw Patrol. The end. All right, that is the first big book that tells you who the characters are. Let's read about Chase in The Brave Little Pup, telling a little bit about how Chase came to be part of the Paw Patrol. And this is by Ellie Stevens. Hi, I'm Chase. I'm a rescue pup. And I'm part of the most possum team ever, the Paw Patrol. We live in Adventure Bay and are always ready for a rescue mission, no matter how big or small. Ryder is our leader. He's also my best friend. I love my job and my team, but I wasn't always this happy. When I was a tiny puppy, I lived on the streets of Adventure City. It was full of big buildings and loud cars. I was cold, hungry, and scared. Look at that face. He's so sad. One morning, I was the most scared I'd ever been. Then Ryder rescued me. He brought me home from Adventure Bay and took care of me. He knew I could be a brave rescue pup, so he made me part of the Paw Patrol team. He has always believed in me. Thanks to Ryder, I've had many adventures, and I've made the best friends. But one day, the Paw Patrol got called to Adventure City. There was a terrible new mayor, and everyone was in danger. Come on, pups, pack your things, and said Ryder, I was going back to the big city. Chase's face looked a little nervous. Adventure City was even bigger than I had remembered. I felt like a scared puppy again. On our first rescue mission, we had to stop the mayor's crazy fireworks show. I was so nervous that I got stuck, and Marshall had to save me. I felt awful. I had disappointed my friends and put people in danger. I didn't think the big city was for me, but Ryder disagreed. He had an idea. He showed me the street where he had rescued me. You were the bravest pup I'd ever seen, said Ryder. I couldn't believe he thought I was brave even then. I knew I wouldn't let him down. Just then, a huge storm cloud appeared over Adventure City. The mayor was using a cloud catcher to make sure the weather was nice for the grand opening of his new skyscraper. But the cloud catcher was full, and a giant storm was about to hit the city. I was ready to join the Paw Patrol for our biggest city adventure yet. My friends and I raced through the city and got everyone to safety. Ryder rescued the mayor, but then Ryder needed help. I wasn't afraid of the big city anymore. I had to save my friend. I rescued Ryder and the Paw Patrol rescued Adventure City. I love being part of such a possum team. Pup, pup, hooray! The end. All right. I think we are going to go on to the Itty Bitty Kitty Rescue. We all know from what I just read earlier that Rubble really loves kitties, so let's see if he's part of this. This is by Ursula Ziegler Sullivan. Itty Bitty Kitty Rescue. It was a warm, sunny day. Chase and Rubble were having a great time playing catch at the beach. Then they heard a far-off cry. Meow, meow. A kitten was clinging to a toy boat out in the water. Uh-oh, Rubble exclaimed. That little kitty is in trouble. We need to tell Ryder, Chase said. Chase and Rubble raced to the lookout to tell Ryder about the kitty. No job is too big, no pup is too small, declared Ryder. He pushed a button on his pup pad and sounded the Paw Patrol alarm. Minutes later, Marshall, Sky, Rocky, and Zuma joined their puppy pals at the lookout. Paw Patrol is ready for action, reported Chase, sitting at attention. A kitten is floating out to sea, Ryder announced, pointing to the viewing screen behind him. We have to save the itty-bitty kitty, exclaimed Rubble. Then he straightened up and added, we have to save the kitten. Zuma, your hovercraft is perfect for a water rescue, Ryder said. Ready, set, get wet, Zuma barked. And Sky, Ryder continued, I need you and your helicopter to help find the kitty quickly. This pup's gotta fly, Sky exclaimed. Zuma's hovercraft splashed across Adventure Bay. Ryder turned his ATV into a jet ski and followed. Up above, Sky zoomed through the air. She quickly spotted the kitten. We're here to help you, Ryder said, easing his jet ski to a stop. The little kitten jumped from her boat and landed on Zuma's head. The startled pup fell into the water. Zuma yelled, Don't touch the... The kitten accidentally hit the throttle and raced off in the hovercraft. Uh-oh, not what they had hoped for. Their hovercraft zoomed around the bay. Overhead, Sky turned this way and that, trying to follow the hovercraft's twisting course. The kitty is making me dizzy, she groaned. Ryder pulled up next to the hovercraft and jumped on board. He stopped the engine and gently picked up the shivering kitten. Everything's all right, he said, pulling a slimy piece of seaweed off the kitten. Let's take you back to dry land and get you all cleaned up. Later that day, Rubble skateboarded into Katie's pet parlor with his new BFF. Aw, whose cute kitty is that? Katie asked. We don't know, Rubble explained. We found her on the bay with no collar or tags, just this purple ribbon. Does the kitty witty want a nice warm bath? Rubble asked. Meow, the kitten replied. Do you want me to do it? Katie asked. Cats can be a little tricky to bathe. Tricky, Rubble said. Not this little sweetie. Uh-oh. But the kitten had other ideas. The moment she touched the water, she jumped away with a screech. She scurried along the shelves, knocking over bottles of shampoo. Rubble slipped on a spinning bottle. The kitten fell onto Rubble's skateboard and rolled out the door. Uh-oh. We still have kitty problems. Down the street from Katie's pet parlor, Ryder got a message from Rocky. A little girl is looking for the lost kitty named Precious. Ryder recognized the kitten in the picture the girl was holding. Before he could say a word, Precious rolled past on Rubble's skateboard. She skated down a hill and disappeared into town. Chase, it's time for you to use your super sniffer, Ryder said. Chase needed something with a kitty's scent on it. Luckily, they had her purple ribbon. Chase took a deep sniff. She went that way. Achoo! Sorry. Cat hair makes me sneeze. Achoo! Sniff, sniff, sniff. Chase followed the scent until he found Rubble's skateboard at the bottom of the town hall steps. Good sniffing, Ryder said. Ryder and the pups looked around and saw a shocking sight. The kitty was inside the town hall bell tower. Ryder pulled out his pup pad and called for Marshall and his fire truck. She's way up high in the sky. Uh-oh. I'm all fired up, Marshall said. As his fire truck screeched to a halt in front of the town hall, he arrived at the same time as the kitty's owner. Ryder told Marshall to put up his ladder. We need to get this kitten down from that tower. I'm on it, Marshall declared. He extended the truck's ladder and carefully started to climb. Marshall reached the top of the ladder. The scared little kitten was clinging desperately to a rope in the tower. I'll get you down safely, Marshall said. Come here. Meow, Precious whimpered. The kitten jumped from the rope. She tried to grab Marshall's helmet, but missed, and clutched his face instead. Whoa, Marshall yelped. He couldn't see. The ladder shook. Marshall lost his grip. He and the kitten fell off the ladder. Oh no! What's gonna happen? Ryder caught Marshall, and the little kitty tumbled into her owner's arms. Precious, the little girl exclaimed, you're okay. You owe these brave pups a thank you for all their help. Whenever you need us, Ryder said, just yelp for help. The end. The kitty got rescued. Everybody was safe. That's such good news. The next one, I'm going to do is a look and find. So what you're going to want to do is press the pause button each time I tell you to try and find all of the items the page is asking you to find. So this is called First Look and Find Paw Patrol. So each page is a mini story, and then you try and find everything they ask for. Paw Patrol is on a roll. Ryder and the pups are heading out to the lookout to help around Adventure Bay. Can you find each pup? So now you press the pause button and you try and find Zuma, Sky, Rubble, Chase, Everest, Marshall, and Rocky in the picture. Go ahead and press pause. Okay, now that you're back, you should have found Rocky, Marshall, Rubble, Everest, Zuma, Chase, Sky, and Ryder's not on the list, but we'll say his name anyway. All right, next one to look for items. Ready, set, get wet. Zuma races to Captain Turbot's boat to patch a leak with a piece of metal he got from Rocky's recyclables. Rocky stays behind and he stays nice and dry. Find these other animals in the sand, sea, or sky. So you're going to be looking for a seagull, a crab, a turtle, a dolphin, a pelican, and a whale. Go ahead and press pause and try and find all those items on this page. Okay, now that you're back, you should have found the crab here, the turtle here, the dolphin's there, the pelican is there, the whale is there, and the seagull is up there. Good job. Next one. Farmer Yumi needs a helping hand or paw at harvest time. Rubble digs in with his bulldozer. Help find these fruits. You're looking for apple trees, blueberry bushes, strawberry patches, pear trees, a pumpkin patch, and cherry trees. Go ahead and hit pause and find everything on the list. All right, now that you're back, you should have found the strawberry bushes here, the blueberry bushes here, the apple trees are here, the pear trees are here, the pumpkin patches here, and the cherry trees are over here. Good job. Next story. All right. Buckle up. It's time for Adventure Bay Road Race. When Alex needs help getting his trike back on the road, Chase is on the case. Find these vehicles behind Chase's roadblock. So you're going to be looking for Sky's helicopter, Rocky's recycle truck or garbage truck, Zuma's hovercraft, Marshall's fire truck, Everest's snow machine, or Rubble's excavator or digger. Go ahead and hit pause and try and find all of them. All right, now that you're back, you should have found Sky's helicopter, Marshall's fire truck, Rubble's excavator or digger, Everest's snow machine, Rocky's recycled truck or garbage truck, Chase's police truck, and Zuma's hovercraft. All right, on to our next story. Mayor Goodway can't find Chicoletta anywhere. Sky's gotta fly. So she searches up high. Marshall climbs his ladder to search the trees. Can you help find Chicoletta and all these other birds too? All right. So you're going to be trying to look for a bluebird. I believe that's a dove, a rooster, a chickadee, a Chicoletta or a chicken, and a cardinal. So go ahead and hit pause and try and find all of those in the picture. All right, now that you're back, you should have found the dove here, the bluebird here, the chickadee here, the cardinal here, the rooster there, Chicoletta there, and I think that's all of them. I think we got them all. There's a lot of birds in that picture. Good job. Next story. Adventure Bay Snow Day is about to begin, but Jake is stuck on a snowy mountain ledge. Jake is stuck on a snowy mountain ledge. Ice or snow, Everest is ready to go. While she uses her pup pack to save the day, find these other things on the mountain. We're looking for a magnifying glass, a flashlight, a compass, a canteen, a map, and a shovel. It can be tricky, so take a second, press pause, and try and find everything. Okay, now that you're back, you should have found the compass, the map, the canteen, the shovel, the magnifying glass, and the flashlight. All right, here's another page to look at. I think this is our last seek and find. Who wants to play? At the end of the day, the pups love to play with Ryder at the pup park. Look for these things the pups enjoy. All right, you're going to be looking for a skateboard, a jump rope, a wagon, a tether ball, just a regular green and yellow ball, and a slide. Go ahead and press pause and try and find all those things. Okay, now that you're back, you should have found the slide, the tether ball, the wagon, the jump rope, the skateboard, and the green and yellow ball. And that's the end. Good job. All right, I have a great school bus book right here. It is called Save the School Bus. This one is by, adapted by Mickey Matthews and Andrew Gertat. All right, here we go. One sunny morning, Mr. Hudson, the school bus driver, was starting his route through Adventure Bay. Suddenly, Mr. Porter's delivery truck spilled a big bunch of bananas. The bananas landed in front of the school bus, sending him sliding and skidding off the road. There were loud popping sounds as the bus rolled over some pointy spikes. Uh-oh. All four tires of the bus were flat. How could Mr. Hudson pick up the kids and take them to school? He knew he had to alert the Paw Patrol. Don't worry, Ryder said. No job is too big, no pup is too small. Ryder called the pups to the Paw Patroller. The Paw Patroller is a big bus that they use instead of the tower sometimes, and it takes them places. Inside the Paw Patroller, Ryder told the team about the flat tires. Rocky, your ratchet and tire patching gear will get that bus rolling again. Marshall, use your water cannons to spray the squished fruit off the street so no one else skids out. But how will the kids get to school on time? Chase asked. The bell was going to ring in 10 minutes. Ryder thought for a minute. We'll just have to use a substitute school bus, the Paw Patroller." The pups cheered as they raced to the scene. Rocky used the forklift to prop up the bus. Then he got to work removing the tires with his ratchet. At the same time, Marshall hosed down the mush on the road with his water cannons. "Wow!" exclaimed Mr. Hudson. "That's one washing pup." Meanwhile, Ryder, Chase, and Robo-Dog used the Paw Patroller to pick up the kids and take them to school. At the first stop was a boy named Alex. "This isn't a school bus. It's a cool bus," he exclaimed, and he got on. So he's excited. Next, they picked up Julius and Julia. "Come aboard the temporary bus," Chase announced over his loudspeaker. The brother and sister hurried inside and took their seats. Then they came to the stop where a little girl stood with Mayor Goodway and her pet chicken Chicoletta. "Oh, look, a new school bus," the mayor exclaimed as the girl climbed aboard. Chicoletta was so excited that she dropped her ear of corn, and it rolled away. She ran after it. Ryder, Robo-Dog, and Chase followed her, trying to help catch the chicken. The older kids explored the Paw Patroller. Alex climbed into Chase's police truck, Julius pretended to steer Zuma's hovercraft, and Julia sat in Rubble's rig. Ryder, Chase, and Robo-Dog finally returned with Chicoletta, who had retrieved her ear of corn. Chicoletta started to peck at the Paw Patroller's control panel, and then they heard a rumbling noise. Uh-oh, what did Chicoletta do? One by one, the pups' vehicles were rolled out onto the road, with the kids inside. Chicoletta had pressed the launch button with her beak. "Whoa!" yelled Alex. "Whee!" screamed Julia. "Woohoo!" whooped Julius. Uh-oh. "No, Chicoletta," said Ryder, but the poor chicken was so startled that she flew straight up, landed in Sky's helicopter, and pecked the control panel there, too. The copter's engines started, and away the chicken flew. Ryder quickly called the other pups at the lookout. "Team," he said, "our school bus rescue has taken a detour. The kids are all riding your vehicles, and we need to get them back." Sky popped open the wings on her pup pack and zoomed up to the chicken flying in her copter. "Looks like you need a co-pilot," she said, slipping into the seat next to Chicoletta. Sky grabbed the controller and safely steered the chopper and its pecking passenger toward home. Back on the ground, Rubble raced toward his rig on his skateboard. With a few fancy moves, he flipped himself inside the digger next to Julia. He pressed the brake, barely avoiding a crash with Mr. Porter's fruit stand. Whew! Wow, that was lucky. Out on the water, Julius was speeding toward Captain Turbot's boat in the hovercraft. Zuma zoomed up to the hovercraft on a kite-powered surfboard and leaped behind the wheel. The hovercraft turned, missing the boat at the last second. Whew-wee! Meanwhile, Ryder and Chase caught up to Alex. "Time to pull over." The pup barked, but Alex didn't know how. Ryder instructed Chase to shoot a net from his pup pack. The net sailed through the air and stretched between two trees, catching the patrol truck like a soccer ball. "Goal!" Ryder and Chase shouted, high-fiving each other. Everyone rushed back to the Paw Patroller. If they hurried, they could still get the kids to school on time. But then the Paw Patroller's door suddenly opened, and the little girl threw out the bouncy ball. Robo-Dog chased it, while the girl started up the giant vehicle. The Paw Patroller rolled down the street. Ryder sprang into action. "Sky, get your copter back in the air and lower the harness," he said. Once Ryder had strapped himself into the harness, Sky flew over the Paw Patroller, and Ryder dropped down through the roof and ran to the front. He reached for the controls. Uh-oh, what's going to happen? And brought the vehicle to a stop in front of the school. Just as the other pups pulled up, the bell rang. The kids waved goodbye and ran inside as the school bus rumbled up the street and screeched to a halt. Rocky had fixed the tires, and the bus was as good as new. "Did you just get here?" he asked asked his teammates with a giggle. "What took you so long?" Everything worked out okay. The kids got to school safely, and the bus is all fixed. The end. Okay, I have one called Dive into Puplantis. So you might notice that some of these get new characters that we didn't have in the original book. So you'll hear some new names in this one too. Dive into Puplantis. This one's by Matt Huntley. One sunny day in Adventure Bay, Captain Turbot was showing Ryder and some of the Paw Patrol how to tie knots. Tying knots is a terrific skill, he said. Just then, Mayor Goodway and Chickaletta showed up with a surprise. They were both wearing shiny pearl anklets. It's hard to see those, but if you look closely, you can see the Mayor Goodways. It's hard to see Chickaletta's from there. "Your pearls are beautiful," Sky said to them. Ryder noticed that Chickaletta's anklet didn't quite fit, so he tightened it with a quick knot. "And pearls come in plenty of pigments," Captain Turbot announced. "Wow, different colors?" Ryder said, amazed. "Where can we find them?" "In Puplantis," Captain Turbot said. "Once a year the massive magic shell makes pearls in all sorts of shades." The pups oohed and awed. No one noticed that someone was hiding nearby. Uh-oh. Mayor Humdinger. Mayor Humdinger had heard everything, and he wanted his own colorful pearl. He ran back to his foggy bottom lair and made a plan. Those who don't know Mayor Humdinger can sometimes do very naughty things. "Get the RoboShark ready to go to Puplantis," he said to the Kitten Catastrophe crew. "I'll need a disguise to fit in so I don't look suspicious." The kittens found a costume for the mayor, but he wasn't sure he liked it. That's silly. He's supposed to fit in as one of the pups. That's a merpup, also a mermaid and a pup at the same time. "This better be a really big pearl," he grumbled. Mayor Humdinger and the kittens climbed into the RoboShark sub and headed to Puplantis. "I'll swim to the castle," said the mayor. "You hide the sub and wait for my signal on your kitty tags. I'll tell you when I need to distract everyone." The kittens nodded and meowed in agreement. So there's Puplantis. Mayor Humdinger swam into Puplantis and tried to blend in. He met the merpup named Coral. She was Sky's cousin and a member of the Paw Patrol. "It's marvelous to meet you," Coral said. "What's your name?" "I'm Mayor Humdinger from Humlantis," the mayor replied. "I was hoping to see those famous colored pearls." Coral took Mayor Humdinger to the castle and showed him the magic shell. Humdinger took a purple pearl. Now it was time to get away. He quietly called the RoboShark sub. "Kittens, it's mischief-making time." The RoboShark sped into Puplantis. Merpups everywhere swam to safety. The sub knocked over a big statue of King Merpup. Coral couldn't believe her eyes. She knew she had to call Ryder for help. Ryder assembled the pups on the Paw Patroller and told them that they had to help save Puplantis from a sea monster. The pups changed into their diving suits. "Aqua pups, ready for action, Ryder, sir," Chase declared. The Paw Patroller raced down the Adventure Bay pier. At the last second, the driver Robodog pushed a button and the giant vehicle transformed into the Whale Patroller. It hit the water with a massive splash, then dove under the waves and headed to Puplantis. When they reached Puplantis, Ryder sent Rubble to push the statue of King Merpup back into place. "Bubble Rubble on the double," the pup exclaimed, using his hammerhead aqua rig. He quickly raised the statue. At the same time, Sky used her manta ray drone to find the trouble-making sea monster. "This aqua puppy's gotta swim," she said gleefully. Meanwhile, Mayor Humdinger managed to escape with the pearl, but the magic shell had clamped down on his tail. He couldn't fit through his submarine's hatch. Suddenly, a real shark approached. "Kiddies, get me inside now," shouted the mayor. He's nervous about this shark that could be headed his way. "Coral, I'm going to need you to suit up," Ryder said. "I thought you might," Coral replied. She was already in her seahorse vehicle, ready to go. Ryder and the pups raced to Humdinger's sub. "I think that shark is just curious about the robo-shark," said Ryder. "Chase, try to lure it away with your shark sub." "I've never had a play date with a real shark before," Chase said as he went to work. The real shark swam off with Chase. Ryder knew he had to get the magic shell to let go of Mayor Humdinger without hurting him. "Coral, can you use your bubble launcher?" said Ryder. Coral's bubble launcher released a stream of bubbles that tickled the magic shell. It started to shake and giggle, and it finally opened. Mayor Humdinger swam free, but he dropped his pearl. He went after it. Ryder reached the pearl first. "Sorry, this belongs to Puplantis," he said. "Doesn't the Paw Patrol ever get tired of doing the right thing?" Mayor Humdinger said as he swam sadly back to the submarine. Ryder and the pups returned the giant shell and the purple pearl to the pearl room in the castle. "Thank you for rescuing our magic shell," Coral said. "Whenever your magic shell vanishes, just yelp for help," Ryder exclaimed. All the pups cheered, splashed, and bubbled in agreement. The end. All went well in the end. All right, so I haven't seen it, but I've heard that there is a Paw Patrol movie, and this is the book about it. So this is called the Paw Patrol the Movie. This one is by Mary Mancong, based on a story by Billy Frolick. All right, here we go. Meanwhile, Mayor Humdinger wanted to put the adventure in Adventure City. He had organized a huge firework extravaganza, but it kept raining. After discovering that the local university was working on a machine called the Cloud Catcher, Mayor Humdinger decided to learn more. We use it to study clouds, Kendra," the chief engineer told Mayor Humdinger. But the mayor had a better idea. He would use the cloud catcher to take the clouds away so there would only be sunny days. I'm not sure that's a good idea. Soon the Paw Patrol arrived at a giant tower in the center of Adventure City. "Welcome to our new Adventure City headquarters," Ryder said to the pups. "Whoa!" they all yelped. There were new vehicles and new outfits, and there was even a self-service pup treat dispenser. "Oh," Rubble said happily. The rest of the Paw Patrol laughed. Look how happy Rubble is over here. Here's the new vehicles. They got updated vehicles. Very excited pups. At City Hall, Mayor Humdinger used the cloud catcher to vacuum all of the clouds away. Now, Adventure City fireworks could begin. A technician pushed a button and a few fireworks flew into the air. But Mayor Humdinger wanted bigger fireworks. He impatiently slammed a hand on all of the buttons at once. Kaboom! Boom! Boom! Fireworks and rockets exploded in all directions, causing huge fires everywhere. From their new headquarters, the pups saw smoke rising into the sky. "We've got to stop those fireworks before they burn down the city," said Ryder. The Paw Patrol was on a roll. They suited up and were ready for action. Until they got stuck in the bumper-to-bumper Adventure City traffic. All of a sudden, a small dog jumped into Ryder's vehicle. "I'm Liberty," the dog said to Ryder. "We spoke on the phone. I can get you out of this parking jam, but it ain't going to be pretty." As fireworks exploded everywhere, Liberty showed the team a shortcut to City Hall. The Paw Patrol went straight to work. Marshall quickly pressed a button on the control panel in his truck, and his huge water cannons appeared. "That's what I'm talking about," he exclaimed as he started extinguishing the fires. Rocky scooped up fireworks and put them in his recycling truck. They exploded, bouncing his truck all around. "Ride 'em, cowboy," he called. "The Paw Patrol? What are they doing in Adventure City?" Mayor Humdinger asked as he ran for cover. Chase spotted a group of people trapped on a balcony and launched himself into the air. "Parachute deploy," he commanded, dropping towards the group, but after he landed, the wind blew him off the balcony. His parachute caught on a ledge, and he was stuck hanging over the flames. "Help!" he cried. Uh-oh, that doesn't usually happen. Marshall quickly shot his water cannon and put out the fire. Then Ryder and the other pups helped get Chase and the people down to safety. Chase couldn't believe he had forgotten to disengage his pup pack. He felt he had let everyone down. Lucky the Paw Patrol was able to stop the fire and save the day. But Mayor Humdinger was upset. The Paw Patrol had stolen his spotlight, so the next day he came up with another plan. He became the star of Adventure City. He built the kookiest, swoopiest, loop-de-loopiest subway train track and named it the Humdinger Hyperloop. Before testing the system to make sure it was safe, he flipped the switch on an incoming train to move it onto the loop track. The unsuspecting passengers raced around the first loop, but just as they rounded the top of the second loop, screech, the subway cars got stuck. The passengers were hanging upside down. "Help, Paw Patrol," they called. The Paw Patrol was on the way. Liberty hopped into her squeaky wagon to join her friends. "Reporting for duty, like an honorary member," Liberty said. After Rocky and Rubble locked the loop into place and Sky secured the train into the tracks, Chase ran along the roof of the building near the dangling train to get the passengers down. He quickly scooted along the edge, and then he suddenly realized how high up he was. He looked down and froze. He wasn't sure he could do it. Sky saw that Chase was in trouble and radioed Ryder for help. Ryder called Marshall to set up a sliding ladder to save the passengers, while Sky flew down to help Chase off the roof's ledge. Uh-oh, poor Chase. Once everyone was safe, the crowd cheered, but Ryder was concerned about Chase. "Maybe you need a break," Ryder said to his friend. "I have to know that I can count on you. Until you can get it together, I can't send you out on any more rescues." Chase was hurt by Ryder's words. "You can't count on me." "Well, I can't count on you," Chase said, and he ran down the street. Ryder ran after him, but when he turned the corner, all he found was Chase's tracking collar. Chase was gone. Buzz! An electric steel door locked behind Chase. Under Mayor Humdinger's new order to get rid of dogs from Adventure City, Chase had been dognapped. Chase looked around. He was locked in a dog jail, and the other dogs who had been dognapped too. Uh-oh. Meanwhile, the Paw Patrol was desperately searching for Chase. "Somebody must have seen something," Liberty said. Then, at a small corner store, they learned that many dogs were missing. "Humdinger," Ryder exclaimed. "He hates dogs. But where's he taking them?" Liberty had an idea. "I'm kind of an honorary member of the Paw Patrol," Liberty told them, "so I'll be the bait." She planned to get herself dognapped to lead the team to Chase. Liberty's plan worked. Soon she was scooped up by Mayor Humdinger's goons. They took Liberty to the dogs' jail, where she spotted her hero, Chase. Chase didn't think he deserved to be rescued. "I used to think I was a hero," Chase told her. "It turns out I'm just scared." "Heroes get scared," Liberty told Chase gently, "but they push through and keep going. That's what makes them heroes." That's a very important statement. It's okay to get scared, you just keep pushing through. Chase felt better, but he told Liberty that the doors were locked and there was no way to escape. "I forgot to tell you," said Liberty. "I brought backup." Boom! Rubble's wrecking ball made a big hole in the wall, and the dogs were free. Ryder was happy to see Chase. Leaving the other dogs, Ryder took his friend to the corner where he had found Chase as a young pup. "Why would you bring me here?" Chase asked, upset. "You were too small to look after yourself, and you were scared, but I saw the bravest pup I'd ever seen," Ryder said, giving Chase a hug. "This is where I met my best friend." Chase hugged Ryder back. "I won't let you down." This reminds me of that Brave Little Pup book we just read a little while ago. This is the same little story right there. In front of the huge crowd, Mayor Humdinger revealed the next plan. He had created the tallest building in Adventure City by putting a new tower on top of the tallest skyscraper. He called it Humdinger Heights, and he made the top floor his office so he could keep an eye on the city. Meanwhile, Kendra, the university engineer, tried to warn Mayor Humdinger about the cloud catcher. He had been using it non-stop, and it was operating at maximum capacity. It was going to explode. But the mayor wouldn't listen. He stomped on the cloud catcher's remote control, destroying it. Unfortunately, the rivets that held the cloud catcher together popped, and the thick clouds started billowing out. Flash! A giant lightning bolt lit up the sky. Flash, flash! The overloaded cloud catcher unleashed weeks of bad weather in a single moment. Uh-oh. The Paw Patrol saw the storm from their headquarters and got ready to go to Humdinger Heights. Liberty looked wistfully at her friends. Do you ever wonder what it would be like to be an official member of the team? Ryder asked Liberty. Only like all the time, Liberty said. But to do that, you'll need a faster vehicle, Ryder said, and he presented the little dog with a rocket-powered scooter. Liberty couldn't believe it. She was going to be part of the Paw Patrol. How exciting. Oh, look, she has a costume and everything. Welcome to the team, they cheered when Liberty roared up to them. They are ready to go to help everybody. There was no time to waste. The wind had started to blow, and hail the size of basketballs fell from the sky. Liberty, Rocky, Marshall, get those people inside, said Ryder. Suddenly a school bus came flying toward them. Deploy the net, Chase commanded as his net caught the bus. Good thinking, Chase, said Ryder. You can count on me, said Chase. Meanwhile, Ryder rushed to the top of the Humdinger Heights and saved Mayor Humdinger, who had become trapped. But just as Ryder was leaving the tower, it tipped over and smashed onto a building across the street, said Ryder, with Ryder inside. I'm coming, Ryder, Chase exclaimed as he jumped onto his motorcycle. His suction cup tires engaged, and he drove straight up the side of the building toward the gap. Chase carefully climbed across the bridge. Don't look down, he muttered to himself. Then he pressed his pup tag to see if he could find his best friend. Ryder, this is Chase. Come in. He saw a flashing light buried under a pile. Ryder, I see your light, called Chase. Hang on. Chase used his grappling hook to get across the bridge, but a gust of wind blew the rope off course and toward the ground, dragging him over the bridge with it. Dangling from the bridge, Chase tried to calm down. Thinking quickly, he said, disconnect the pup pack. He was free, but he didn't have any more gear. Knowing he had to help his best friend, Chase remembered that Ryder had told him. He said Chase was the bravest pup he'd ever seen. Chase was scared, but he leaped across the huge gap and landed on the other side. What a brave pup. Chase ran up to Ryder, whose leg was stuck under a fallen slab of concrete. With some teamwork, they were able to get it free. I told you that you were a hero, Ryder told Chase. Now come on, let's get out of here. Above Adventure City, Sky tried to get close to the cloud catcher, but her copter blades became covered in ice. The cloud catcher was spinning wildly, and the bolts of lightning were shooting everywhere. Sky flipped some switches, and her copter transformed into a rocket, which sped closer and closer to the cloud catcher. What's going to happen? Kaboom! The cloud catcher exploded and blasted all the storm clouds away. But where's Sky? Liberty asked. The Paw Patrol looked up and saw something flying down. It was Sky. With her jetpack, she was safe. Just then, the pup saw that Ryder was injured. They rushed over as he sat down, pouncing on him and licking his face. How do you feel? Liberty asked, worried. Covered in drool, Ryder joked. Everyone was going to be okay. The next day, there was a big celebration at City Hall. Mayor Humdinger had been put in jail, and the Paw Patrol was given a key to the city for all their hard work. Pup, pup, hooray, they cheered. Let's hear it for Marshall, Rubble, Chase, Rocky, Zuma, Sky, and the newest member of the Paw Patrol, Liberty, said Ryder. Liberty looked at the cheering crowd, happy that she had helped save her city. The end. All right. The last one I have is a book that actually has a lot of nonfiction in it, which means things that are facts, all about things that fly. So this is called Paw Patrol Onward and Upward, packed with facts. This one doesn't have an author listed. Airplanes. An airplane is a large flying vehicle with wings and propellers. Planes are used for transportation, sightseeing, and rescue missions. Some people even learn to fly small planes as a hobby. Did you know someone who flies an aircraft is called a pilot? Robodog is the pilot of the Paw Patrol's awesome plane, the Air Patroller. Seaplanes. Seaplanes are airplanes that can float like boats. That means they can take off from and land on the water. These planes are mostly used for traveling to small islands between lakes or in remote areas. Ready, set, get wet. Did you know that from 1927 to 1939, seaplanes were the fastest aircrafts in the world? Fighter jets. Fighter jets are special airplanes mostly used by the military. They are also common at air shows because pilots can do amazing tricks with them. They fly upside down, make tight turns, do barrel rolls, and more. They're heroes of the sky. Helicopters. Helicopters are very agile. That means they can move quickly and easily. A helicopter has propellers that let it take off and land without a runway, which makes them great for landing in tight spots. Time to fly. Did you know helicopters can hover in one spot and fly backwards? Hot air balloons. Hot air balloons were the first vehicles to carry people in the air. They work by heating up the air inside a big balloon. The hot air causes the balloon to lift a basket full of passengers up into the sky. These days, people ride in hot air balloons for sightseeing excursions and adventures. Ready for takeoff. Did you know a hot air balloon's pilot can control how high up the balloon goes by opening a vent in the top of the balloon? Blimps. Blimps can fly because they're filled with helium, a gas that's lighter than air. Because they don't need to use any energy to stay afloat. They can remain in the air for hours or even days. This makes blimps great for things like covering sport events or even scientific research like scouting for whales. You can steer a blimp with a rudder just like a boat. Did you know that helium is the same gas that makes birthday balloons float? Kites. People have been making kites for more than 2,000 years. In the past, kites were used as signals for scientific experiments like checking the temperature of the air. Today, most people fly kites for entertainment or in competitions. Let's go fly a kite. Did you know stunt kites have two strings so they can do amazing tricks in the air like flips and spins? Paper airplanes. A paper airplane can be made anywhere. You just need to fold a piece of paper the right way, like this. It has 6 steps for you. Making paper airplanes can be a great way to recycle paper. Did you know the largest paper airplane was so big it had to be released by a helicopter? That's crazy. Hang gliders. Hang gliders are non-motorized aircrafts that fly by using only wind power. The pilot launches the hang glider by running downhill into the wind. People like to ride in a hang glider as a sport and to see amazing sights. What a perfect pilot. Did you know the farthest anyone has ever flown a hang glider is 475 miles? The pilot crossed most of Texas in 11 hours. Hoverboards. Hoverboards are a very new invention that engineers are still working on. They can only hold one person or pup at a time. Some hoverboards can stay in the air for up to 10 minutes and have a top speed of more than 90 miles per hour. That's faster than a car on a highway. Let's shred some clouds. Did you know to hover means to stay in the air without falling? Rockets. Rockets are flying vehicles. They can travel all the way to outer space. In order to go that far, rockets need to burn a lot of fuel. Burning the fuel causes gases to shoot out to the bottom, and that pushes the rocket into the sky. Let's take to outer space. Did you know rockets were originally used for fireworks and for rescuing people at sea? I had no idea. Drones. Drones are like remote-controlled planes, except they can usually go a lot farther and can be controlled more easily. People use drones for all sorts of things: racing, taking pictures, looking for missing people, making deliveries, or even just for fun. Fly high, dream big. Did you know a drone's wingspan, which is the widest part, can be smaller than a few inches or more than 100 feet, which is huge? Jetpacks. Jetpacks are devices people wear on their backs or strapped to their feet that push out a lot of gas or water, and that makes a person fly. Jetpacks can't travel very far. The record is 26 miles, and it took almost 5 hours. A car could make that trip in 30 minutes. Time for liftoff. Did you know for now jetpacks aren't a very useful way to get around on Earth, but astronauts use them in outer space? Dream big, fly high. The end. All right. That has been a whole bunch of Paw Patrol books that I hope you've really enjoyed. And we will see you next time when we have some more stories to read. Have a good one. Bye-bye.